Hello, how are you? Welcome to the Positivity Pulse Chain, the Pulse Chain Positivity Podcast, episode 22. This is your host, A Wild SJ. Smash that like button on your way in, ladies, gents, on the replay. I am just peachy keen. Things are going great. I'm going to just move my microphone over here real quick. Ding, 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 ding. Thanks for your patience. I was a little late setting up. I had a task to accomplish very quickly. DJ Pollywood is out in Florida. I mean, he's from there anyways, but he drove the distance to get to. Oh no, goodness! I want to grab my drink. This is not going to be easy without knocking over my light. All right, hold on. What? Oh, all right. Thanks for your patience. So yeah, DJ Pollywood is already out in Florida. He is in the Miami area, and I sent him. He's doing the footwork this time because I decided to not drive the bus to Miami, since that just seemed like not the best idea. Because I'd be driving it all the way down to Miami, and then from Miami all the way to Dallas, and I was already driving. Already the drive from Atlanta to Dallas seemed daunting. It was great. It actually went really well. I only drive it 2 to 3 hours a day tops, because maybe 3.5, depending, for several reasons. And this time I drove through the evenings, which worked out really well. And it's just a task. It's hard to drive because there's a governor on it. I have to put my foot to the floor on the gas pedal to make it go at all. I get passed by everything on the highway, everything. So I am, yes, indeed, in Texas now. So happy about that. And also happy and super grateful for DJ Pollywood, who is going to be putting up the Pulse Chain Tour flyers starting today. I shipped them off to a Walgreens. Technology these days, isn't it lovely? All the different things that we can do. And we'll get into AI in a moment, kind of on that note. But how lovely is it that I can be here in Texas? And this is not new, right, at all. But I can be here in Texas, and I don't have to fax or mail, or people are like, what's a fax machine? What is faxing? Scan. Remember scanners? Remember having to scan things? Yeah, scan that, print it off, and fax it to me. Thanks. So I don't have to do any of that. I uploaded to the Walgreens website the flyer for the Florida event, for the Miami event, and sent that off. And in 30 minutes, he's going to be able to go pick those flyers up and then start posting them around town. So I just sent a batch of 20 at first. He's going to be there. He's there a few days. I'm going to see, what's today, Wednesday? Oh no, it's about the same amount of time. So, when I was in Atlanta, I had about that amount of time, a couple days before the event, to go around and put up flyers and put them in coffee shops and things like that. And sometimes it's difficult because some places don't want you soliciting. Some, a lot of coffee shops don't have anything like that. But I have found more often than not, Starbucks will allow you to, for the most part. In fact, I need to text Polly and let him know. Those are some places that I've had good luck with. Starbucks has usually some kind of community bulletin board, or they'll let you post your flyer up. Caribou Coffee, I found a few of those that have a bulletin board that you can put your stuff up in. And then a lot of little local coffee shops, honestly, will allow you to put a flyer up. Some towns, for example, Seattle, there were posters and flyers all over the streets everywhere. So I took a staple gun and I took tape, and depending on what kind of post it was, right? Wooden ones, I can staple them, right? Metal ones, I'm using the tape. And that was great. In fact, I ran out of flyers and then printed more in black and white because, keep costs down, right? It's a bear market. Maybe it's not anymore. What do you think about that? Tell me in the comments what you think about where we're at in the market, because I'm intrigued. So excited that Polly's out there doing that work. Thank you again, DJ Pollywood. You are a gem. We appreciate you doing the work out there for the Pulse Chain Tour. And yeah, let's say hello to the chat. What is up, friends? Okay, so I see a LinkedIn user, and I stream to LinkedIn nearly every time I do this. Every now and then I won't, because if I have to change the stream at the last minute, LinkedIn doesn't like that. So I'm intrigued, LinkedIn, because all it says to me is LinkedIn user. So I don't know who you are, but I love that you're watching me on LinkedIn right now. Let me see if I can like look at my own profile and see what's going on. Oh yeah, so that's cool. All right, I've actually never checked this out because I'm so focused on YouTube and X that I don't really check what's going on with LinkedIn. But if you go to my LinkedIn page right now, which is just linkedin.com/a wild SJ, or it might be /in/a wild SJ. I don't know if that's my own URL. Either way, same username across all platforms. So I can see that I'm streaming. That's pretty cool. It's my instead of having the banner on the background, it is my live stream. I wonder, and it looks like that I have two people watching me on LinkedIn right now. Robert Martinez. Hello, Robert Martinez. Thank you for watching. My link on YouTube, I can see your comment here, is youtube.com/a wild SJ. So same, like it just said, same username everywhere. So super cool. I like that. Awesome. So good to see you. We got Timmer. Timmer says hi. The pothead has got some thumbs up and a heart. Anna. Hello. Hello, Anna McCory. I know. I know you said I could say it anyway, but I really want to know the right way to say it. But hey, girl, good to see you. We should work on another stream for sure. I know DasBomb sent me the information on all that fasting info. I barely glanced at it. I've been so busy, which is fantastic and crazy, but I love it. I would not change anything for the world right now. I am super in love with life, and I feel so full of purpose and so full of momentum. Like, honestly, this is the most driven and focused on myself and what I'm doing in my life than I've ever been, ever. So awesome. But we will definitely get back to streaming about fasting, food, diet. I had some delicious venison this morning, and it's been interesting because I was telling you guys that I think on our fasting stream, I've been trying to kind of shift my fasting window, but I can't. I've been so used to, I think for like 4 years now, I've been intermittent fasting where I don't eat breakfast or I skip a morning meal, and trust me, I eat breakfast, but I don't eat it until 11:30, 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And I have a hard time breaking that because it's become such a habit, right? So anyways, Ovidian Hex says, good vibes, Greenheart. Ovidian. I think I said that right. Footsteps has appeared. Hello, Footsteps. Love the Pearl Jam logo. Hey, there's someone else that has come into my chat. I don't think it was you. I don't think you've changed your logo, but I had another viewer who had the Nirvana logo on their icon. And that, I think at some point I would love the both of you to be in my chat at the same time if that wasn't you changing your logo. Two of my all-time favorite bands, two of my first favorite bands. I think my first favorite band, at the very first, I loved Guns N' Roses. I mean, okay, so before Guns N' Roses, I was into hip hop. I love Crisscross, and this is not aging myself now. Who else? Sade. Who else? I was super into just like rap music because I grew up in a town where I was one of a few white people at my high school. Very similar to Richard. He tells that story a little bit, but yeah. So I was heavily influenced by hip hop culture as I was young, and then my dad listened to a lot of the Beatles and the Doors. I got into that a little bit. Guns N' Roses, and then Aerosmith. Aerosmith was definitely my first super favorite band. I loved them. I had so many albums. I had posters on my wall. And then eventually I got into grunge. So Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, lots of good stuff there. So I've actually been like reminiscing and listening to a lot of that older 90s stuff again and late 80s. It's been fun. It's been good stuff. Anyways, hello, Footsteps. DJ Bomber says, good evening, SJ. Good evening, DJ Bomber. Haven't had a chance to listen to your stuff yet. Mostly because I just finished, just today, I wouldn't say it's finished, but I feel like I finalized the lyrics of my second song that I've ever written start to finish in my life. I'm super excited about that, you guys, like, and that's part of this stream as well, right? Singing your own song. How precious and wonderful. So often, just like I was saying about reminiscing with the 90s music, so often we are inputting. We have so much input coming in, and we're constantly being bombarded by other people's songs and other music and other content and other TV shows and movies, and just there's so much to distract us from what we could create. And whether that's a TA chart or a song or a crocheted whoosie what's it, you know, I think it's important, and we'll talk again, we'll get into this in a minute, but it's important to talk about how we should focus on our own creativity. And I want to try and find the SciVive quote where Richard talks about that. So I'll do that in a minute. Pulse Cane. Pulse Chain Kitchen in the house. Hey, good to see you. Sad you're not going to make it to Miami, but totally understandable. It's quite a haul from northern. It's anywhere really. If you're not in the Miami area, I can understand how it is quite a drive. And quite difficult to get there. But hey, we're not stopping. Oops. We're not stopping this tour anytime soon. We're going to keep going. And at least that's the hope. That's like our conversation recently with the team has been that we want to continue this and keep going into the bull market. And I love the fact that RG3 wanted to do this, whether PulseChain launched or not, right? I think we'd still be doing this had it not launched. And that's a really awesome feeling, just to know that I'm part of a team that wants to build no matter what the market sentiment is, right? And, of course, knowing that this really is the best time to onboard people and to get them in, because your phone's going to be ringing off the hook when HEX is $1, right? And people are going to be like, why didn't you tell me? You'd be like, I tried. Maybe you tried. All right. So Das Bomb is saying things in a wonderful language. Is that German? Are you German, Das Bomb? I don't know what it says, but I'm sure it's wonderful. Thanks, Das Bomb. And it says, good to hear. Armando says, curious, what is the longest prolonged fast you've ever done? The longest fast I personally have ever done was 88 hours. I like the number 8. 2, 5, and 8 are kind of like my lucky numbers. And I got to an 88-hour period of fasting. I did that just over a year ago. I want to say it was maybe July, sometime in between June and August of last year. And it was great. I did a lot of resting. When I'm fasting, if I know I'm going to be on a prolonged fast like that, I tend to want to make sure that I have a space where I'm going to be comfortable. I don't work out most of the time. If anything, maybe I'll go for some walks just to get outside, enjoy nature, and be, conscious of my surroundings. But I really take it easy when I'm fasting. And, again, that's something that I think Anna Dasbaum and I can touch on and talk about, because some people, I think, still work out when they fast. So it's an interesting thing to learn more about. And I was just actually talking to Eco Builder about, he's doing kind of a parasite cleanse, and fasting is one of the ways that if you have some kind of parasites, and anyways, whether you know it or not, you might. And fasting is one of the ways to get rid of things like that. Oh, Footstep says it wasn't me, another grunge fan. Yes, cool. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, a huge Nirvana fan. So they were definitely, y'all, let me tell you a quick little story, quick little digression. I was such an emo kid before emo was a thing, right? I remember, and look, I wasn't even old enough. I knew, I don't think I started listening to Nirvana until just after, maybe after he had already passed, or maybe just around the time that he died. I got into them, and I was so sad about it. I remember sitting in, okay, so at my home that I lived in, I had my own room, and in my closet, I had a big closet, And on either end of my closet, there was kind of these little nook spaces where there was just enough room for me to kind of sit there and like be underneath a shelf and have space between me and the clothing or whatever. And I kid you not, I cried in my closet over Kurt Cobain's death for hours, like on and off for days at a time. So emo. Oh my goodness. What an emotional. And it's interesting now looking back and being an artist, a singer. I really feel like maybe that's part of what my mourning was being such a fan of the band and listening to his voice and hearing his words. And even at a young age, I'm telling you, I had to have been 9 or 10 years old, and I had started already writing poetry and creating songs in my head. That's why this is such a big deal for me that I have these 2 songs written now, because I've been trying to do this since I was 9 or 10 years old, and it's never come to fruition. And I've always had some kind of excuse, or something else has happened, or not anyone to collaborate with. But I can't let that hold me back anymore. I can't make excuse. There are no more excuses. I'm done having fear of it. I'm done, letting anything else stop me, because it's my soul's. I feel strongly called to songwriting, and I've wanted to do it forever. So, anyways, super cool. Anna says, SJ, I'm learning a bit more about carnivore diet, so that could be interesting to talk about too. Absolutely. Yes. I'm super intrigued in that. I was eating a lot more carnivorous a couple weeks ago. I just bought a loaf of bread. It's a sprouted sourdough bread. So it's keto friendly. But obviously not carnivore. But I couldn't help it. I wanted avocado toast. I had eggs and avocados, and I needed to make the avocado toast. So I got a little bit of carbs going right now, but it's fine. PulseChain Kitchen says, would love to meet you all. Right back at you, friend. I hope that happens soon. DOSBomb says, you have Sing It. They are lyrics. You have Sing It. Lived for 20 years or so in Germany. Okay, cool. Nice. McCory. I want to say, okay, so Anna says McCory. My name is pronounced, or is it McCory? We're going to have to work on that one. Send it to tell me in Telegram. Let me hear it in Telegram or something. Or Instagram. I don't know. You'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Cool. Well, that is the chat. Let's see. So things to talk about today. AI. Ooh, let's actually no, we're gonna switch it up, because I already started talking about singing your own song, and I'm kind of on that vibe right now. So I'll get to AI in a minute. Let's continue on this singing your own song path. And let me see if I can find the quote that Richard has in SciVive, because it's really great. I really like the way that he puts it, and it's something that I hadn't really thought about in that way. So it's been really nice to just have that kind of have SciVive as an input, right? And really want to apply it. That's the thing, right? That's the thing about SciVive, is that you can't just read it. Okay, thoughts are one thing. Actions. Eco Builder last night, we did a really cute little stream. If you haven't seen it yet, check out my X. I posted something like "Who needs OnlyFans?" and then linked the chat that he and I had. But he said I think it was either thoughts or talk is cheap, and actions are expensive. He might have put it a different way, but that was basically the gist of it, right? Actions are what cost you. And so to put my thoughts of these songs into action is so important. So here's one, and I think there are several quotes from SciVive where Richard goes into this, but I'm going to read this. I'm just kind of, I use the keyword song and have found a few. So here's the first one. Richard says in SciVive, t.me/SciVive. If you've never read or listened to it, you can also listen to the audiobooks that I've done on my channel here on YouTube. So from SciVive, it says, you don't exist if your mind is only composed of other people's thoughts. You must give your mind the freedom and the blank canvas to paint your own identity. I love this is one of my favorite quotes, I think, from SciVive. I think I want to print this out and put it on like one of those motivational posters and like keep it in here because this one's I'm actually about to tear up right now. Okay. I'm gonna read this second sentence over again. You must give your mind the freedom and the blank canvas to paint your own identity, to sing your song out into the world and be heard as no one ever before you. Oh, my heart. Ah, I love that quote. Oh my gosh, you guys. That I think top 5 quotes in SciVive for me for sure. That one's way, way up there. And it continues. That's the little chunk that I think I would probably put on a poster. In fact, I want to do more with SciVive quotes once I'm done doing the readings of them. I'm going to continue. I think I'm going to do 15 ways to fix the world. I'm going to continue with that and then just keep going with it. I mean, until I don't know even I don't think I'd even stop if Richard did come back and start streaming and things like that. And again, I personally don't believe that he's going to do anything the way he did before. If he comes back and streams, it's going to be different. But either way, should he have more of a presence on social media, I don't think I'm ever going to stop putting this kind of content out because it's important and his thoughts and this content has not changed. Like he still believes everything that he wrote about in these books, right? And even more so, like you can see through his X posting how he's digging into this, right? Especially in terms of his 15 ways to fix the world kind of content. So, the quote continues. To be only a mirror of the random media and friends that you interact with is to waste the unique gifts your ancestors passed down to you. Be yourself. Be the best you can be. Choose what that is and don't be lazy with it. Your standards for who you demand you will be are the most important standards you will ever have. This is the guy that's fighting for us and for crypto and for DeFi and for a better world. And I love it. I could not be happier being a proponent and an advocate for what Richard has done and what he's saying. Let me see. I'm going to see if I can find one more quote because I know there is another one. Ding, 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 ding. Thanks for your patience. I've got a few things to click through. How you can practice a song. Real quick, I just like scrolled through and it said, now you can practice a song in a new language. And that's a cool quote where he talks about like multitasking. I don't know if multitasking is the right word, but kind of, because it's like, let's say that you like to sing songs, but you also want to learn a new language. If you are listening to music in a new language, you are developing your singing voice and working on that other language. Just a few more clicks here. That might have been, no. There's another quote somewhere, and maybe song isn't actually in the wording of it. So on this same note, I was talking to Black Hexagon, and I heard her mention, and I don't remember what the conversation, how it started or what we were talking about, but it was really cool to hear her say that her husband, who is a artist who creates Hexagon music and I'm sure other music, he listens to himself instead of listening to other artists. And he, that wasn't always the case, right? And she gave the example that at one point he listened to a certain rapper, and around that time he sounded like that same rapper. So he moved away from that to create his own style and do his own thing. And now he has his own style and he does his own thing. And he, he listens to himself to hone that, right? And to become better. So that also really motivated me. When I heard her say that about her husband, I was just like, wow, man, Casey, like what a cool way to be, right? To be about yourself and if you're a musician, to be about your own style and kind of music. I just found that really, really awesome and super empowering and inspirational. So shout out to Black Hexagon and Casey. Love you guys a lot. Let's see. Let's see. So Anna says, yeah, I get that. Avocados are delicious. Yes, they are. Num num num. Das Bomb says, you have to sing it. They are lyrics. Nina, 99 love balloons. Oh, is that? Oh, I see. Okay. Hast du es? Hast du etwas? No, I'm not even gonna. No, I'm not even gonna try. I know the song. 99 red love balloons. Do 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 do. I can sing better than that. I'm just being shy. I did karaoke last night. I went to a place called Roots with Eco Builder. He what's the word? Humored me. We walked over to Roots, and I wanted to sing a certain song by Fiona Apple. I got up there to sing it, and his whoever the DJ was that was hosting didn't have that specific song. Like, it didn't, like, he put it up to play, and the lyrics didn't come up, so it didn't work. So I chose my go-to karaoke song is Shadow Boxer by Fiona Apple, and I can sing the sing out of that song. So that was fun. I did that. Good times. John J in the UK says, SJ, he could be writing the next book with his away time. No. I love that idea, but I highly doubt it. Because first of all, he wants SciVive to be done. If you watch his older streams and just, I mean, from the personal interactions that I've had with him, he wants to finish SciVive. So that is on his plate. It's on the back burner, right? But that is definitely something that he's going to be doing. I don't know. Okay, this is all just my, like, making this up in my brain. But I think he's going to fight. I mean, if you look at the Twitter posts that he's done and understand him in the way that I feel like I do through reading SciVive and having studied this work, I honestly believe that he's getting ready to fight this case. And he wants us to be a part of it, right? In fact, again, I'm going to put this out. Oh, DOSBomb, can you do me a favor? Can you please either send me or tag me in the tweet where you had the AI explain like I'm 5, the comments thing? Because I really want to do that. And I need to go back and look in the crypto.gov Telegram, because I asked the question, how do we do this? Like, what are the steps? Does anyone have an example? So Richard wants us to be a part of this fight. You know, it's crazy because a lot of people are like, oh, let's just have him, you know, settle and pay it and just get it over with. But, you know, he wants to be loved and he wants the glory. How better to win that than to go to court and stand up for our rights as people who want to use DeFi to fix the money and fix the world. I mean, go read Fix the Money, Fix the World. There's a link to it in this description. Go read it and find out what it is that Richard really truly wants to do in this world, because it's not just crypto, y'all. Like, he's got so much in his mind to want to fix and change and be and do. And I truly, truly believe that he is preparing for a fight. And I'm hopeful. I'm honestly, like, I honestly hope that that is what he's doing. Again, I don't know personally. I stay away from asking him things like that. I do every now and then, you know, send him a message and say, hey man, like, proud of whatever you're doing. Hey, Richard, in case you haven't heard it today, you're doing an awesome job. Every now and then I get a little, thanks, or, some little snippet of something. So people who think he's disappeared, he's not. Richard's still around. He's probably watching, not me personally, but, like, my content's not I don't know. I don't know that it'd be worth his time because it's regurgitation of a lot of his own ideals, right? But um I know that he's got his eye on the space in general. And you can see him still following and unfollowing people on X. I don't understand the sentiment that people think it's an AI or a bot or something just because he's either speaking in the third person or whatever. I think he's just being more professional, trying to do as much as he can to do what he can to fight and help us fight the, as Somi would say, the corrupt SEC um in this battle for true DeFi. So that's my 20 cents on that. All right, back to the comments. Crypto Truth says, I was in your LinkedIn live. Cool, friend. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. And Crypto Truth also says, a wild SJ, the best champion. Oh, shucks. I appreciate you, friend. Small Bunny says, thank you for all you do. Thank you, Small Bunny. Look at you, here. It's so cute. It's the cutest small bunny ever. Thanks for showing up, man. Crypto Truth says, for sure. Thank you for your continued example, SJ. It is my pleasure, sir. It really is. I didn't know what I was doing when I started out in this community reading SciVive. I had no clue who Richard was or that he had any kind of following. I mean, like I knew he had a following, right? Like I understood there were hexagons and stuff like that, but I didn't know who he was in the crypto space because I hadn't been in the crypto space. So it's really, it feels larger than life where I'm at now and what's happening. And the fact that we have a movie out and that there may be more to that to come and that might be streaming soon. And they're still filming. There's still a lot going on with that. I want to have RG on my channel soon. He's been gallivanting around on all these other channels. When SJ streams, sir? I think it's about time. So let's get RG3 on here to talk about all that jazz. And Crypto Truth says, oh, I love 15 Ways to Fix the World. He says it's my favorite book. It is a great book. Very well done. David Morales in the house. Hey, man, excited to see you in Miami. Thank you for everything that you do out there. Thanks for taking care of DJ Pollywood. I know you got our back, and I'm really looking forward to that. I want to go to the Ronnie Size DJ Craze show after the meetup on Saturday, after our convention or after our seminar on Saturday. I don't know what y'all want to do. I might just have to go alone because I love drum and bass and I love to dance, and maybe I don't want anyone see me whiling out at a drum and bass show. Yeah. Anyways, Crypto Truth says, we share so much, yet his vision is much more clear. Absolutely. Absolutely. His insight, his foresight, his every other kind of sight. Richard is a genius. Literal genius. He actually is a genius. And that's so cool. It's so cool to have someone that smart rooting for this and being a voice of reason. He's been crying. He has been the voice crying in the wilderness for years. For years. He's been the one warning you about the scams, about the rug pulls, about centralized exchange, about it all, because he has seen it. He has seen it with his own eyes, and he has been there time and time and time and time and time and time again to warn you, to and then not just in crypto, right? SciVive, 15 Ways to Fix the World. These are not crypto-related documents. There are, in both of them, there are crypto aspects, right? There's like chapters and paragraphs and things like that talk about crypto. But there's so much that this man has a great understanding of and has the capability to make a change. I truly believe that he does. So that's very exciting. Crypto Truth says, please read 15 Ways to Fix the World. Please do. And he says, your content is genial. Wow, lovely. Crypto Truth asks, do you ever worry about you following... The cat has spoken. She'll do that a few more times. Do you ever worry about you following someone by accidentally touching the unfollow? On cell phones, the buttons are so close. No, I've never had that concern. I haven't. Moonmutt says, good afternoon, Hexicans. Good afternoon, Moonmutt. Welcome to the chat. Dr. H, the crypto practor. Yes. Good to see you, man. Good to see you. I don't know, I think we're gonna do F and Hangout on Friday. We're all getting into town Friday, for Miami. So kind of depends on how that dirty pirate's feeling after traveling, whether or not. But I think he did that when I think we did F and Hangout when we were in where were we just recently? Atlanta. So we'll see. Either way, I bring that up because if you've never streamed before and you're interested in doing so, if you have this like inkling, like, hey man, maybe I'd be good at that. There are things that I want to say and that I want to share with the community. And, let me kind of get on a camera and see how it feels. If that's something that you want to do, there are a couple different avenues for that. Every Friday night, nearly every Friday, I think even if RG doesn't do it, every Friday night, there's the F and Hangout where you can go with a bunch of other people who have either never been on stream, some of them, or have been on stream for years, and practice your skills. Great example. And I just learned this story recently. Balliet Bran. It's just the cutest story to me. I did not know this because I didn't start. I got into this community and started streaming. I actually sweet cat, just because I saw who was it? Two different Crypto Heartbeat and Maddie Allen. Both. I'm girlfriend. I'm live right now. She does it almost every time. She just wants to be heard. You just want to be heard? You want to come cuddle? I think that's a no. So Crypto Heartbeat and Maddie Allen both just had their streamerversaries where they've been streaming for, I think Crypto Heartbeat was 2 years and Maddie Allen I think was 3 years. Well, that led me to look at my own streamerversary, and mine is coming up. It is December. The first thing I ever posted, and let me know in the chat what you think. I might take a poll about this on X. So if I look at my channel, if I go in there to look at it, on December 1st of 2021, I posted a testing video. And it's hidden, right? So no one can see this. But December 1st was the first time I ever read SciVive. And it's hidden because I say I say part of my legal name. I got to burp. Anyways, I say part of my legal name, so I'm just like, well, I don't really want to dox myself that way, so that's why it's hidden. So December 1st, 2021 is when I uploaded that. And then just a few days later, on December 5th, 2021, is when the very first edition of the intro to SciVive was published on my channel. So I'm debating whether I should celebrate it on the 1st or the 5th, because if I say the 1st and people look at my channel, they'll be like, "What you talking about, girl? There's nothing there." If I say the 5th, which 5 is a lucky number for me, then people will see that on my channel. You can go back to December 5th, 2021 and see that was the first upload that I did of the SciVive audiobook. So that's super exciting. I didn't realize it had been 2 years. It'll be 2 years December 5th. I think I'm gonna do December 5th. That feels good. December 5th feels good because it's just far enough away from the Hex birthday, right? That I get my own I get my own celebration. But I love that it's around the Hex birthday as well, which is December 2nd from what I recall. So super, super cool. David says 5th for sure. 5 is a great number. I'm with you. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna do December 5th. Very cool. So let's go back. Truth is saying hello. Afterthought, forethought. What did I say? Fourth, I don't remember, but yes, also his afterthought. All of Richard's thoughts. He's a visionary, 100%, and he follows us. Yes, he does. Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. Crypto Truth says, "How incredible is the opportunity in front of us? So incredible, and we're so early. We're still so stinking early in so many ways. It really just blows my mind when I stop to think about it." And Crypto Truth says, "I will join." Good. And again, David Morales says the 5th. 5th is a good number. DOSBomb says, RH just tweeted. Ooh, let's go see what RH said. I'll share it on my screen. Richard Hart. What is Richard saying? Let me bring this up. Present. Share screen. Richard Hart. Ding, 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 ding. Share. Lovely. Hold on, let me just, there we go. Okay, cool. So Richard Hart says, what does he say? 15 minutes ago, Richard Hart says, it's currently about 1,000x cheaper to transact on PulseChain than Ethereum and 1,500x cheaper than Bitcoin. Still 17% faster. Still more decentralized validation. Ooh, and can anyone tell me real quick how many validators we have? I know it's like 43K. Is that right? Something like that. 43,000 different validators all over the world. Decentralized. That's PulseChain. All right. Still 25% less base inflation per block. PulseX still can never inflate, only burn. HEX will be 4 years old soon. So many years of flawless function. I love it. I love it. Love it. Repost 100%. Let's see. Did they say anything else? Oh, 21 minutes ago. Oh, there's more. But wait, there's more. Oof. Oh, I'll read it. I'm gonna bite. All right. Richard Hart says, lawyers, the arguments that support cash support cryptocurrency. Washington, D.C. is now enforcing their law banning cash bans at local retailers. That's awesome, as cash is a requirement for national security, privacy, and protecting the rights of the unbanked and unbankable. The arguments that support the FTC's case against Amazon leaving consumers with less choice support cryptocurrencies as well. If monopolies are bad and competition is good, then cryptocurrency is good, as it's the first real competitor to credit cards and offers features they can't, like real permanent settlement finality in 13 minutes and irrevocable payments. Sometimes it's easiest to use your attacker's force against them, particularly when what they're attacking is what they're supposed to be promoting and fostering development of. One could say the most effective way of shutting down hackers stealing crypto. Oh, wait. One could say the most effective way of shutting down hackers stealing cryptocurrency would be free government code audits of public goods and open source protocols. Friendly government pull requests and security suggestions, which they already give through NIST, would be a welcome addition to the cryptocurrency and blockchain space. Competition is good. Cryptocurrency is an honest competitor to fiat currencies and Visa, MasterCard monopolies. It is the premier source for undeniable time-stamped truth, a computer science breakthrough. Cryptocurrency still is the best performing asset of all time and useful for so much more than just profit. It'd be great if the Equal Protection Clause were used to protect us blockchain speakers. Amen. The full court I added the amen. The full court administrative state press against blockchain speakers is unconstitutional and without substantive due process. Preach it, Richard. I love it. I love it, you guys. Like, I mean, he just makes my heart so happy. I that's what I'm saying, you guys. Like, how can you not believe that this man is just sitting back eating fucking potato chips or something, right? Like, he is so much involved in everything that you guys, Richard's amazing. He's amazing. I can't. In fact, I want to message him right now and just say, you're amazing. I'm going to. I'm going to do it. I'm doing it live on stream. That's right. I'm not sharing my screen with you because that's too much. But I'm going to send a Telegram message to Richard and say, you are amazing, sir. Much love. Thanks for all you do. Thanks for all you have done and are doing. Did it. I did it. I sent him a message. Cool. So that's what's going on. Richard Hart hath spoken. Let's see if there's anything else. Because you know Richard, he'll kind of tweet over and over again. Let's see if we got anything else here. No, that's it. Okay, cool. So that's what's going on with Richard. I'm going to stop sharing that. Thank you, DOSBomb, for letting me know. That was fun. Dr. H, the crypto practor. I'm gonna let you two, like, I decided that I'm just gonna let you all talk amongst yourselves. I'm not gonna read the, like, chat between people. So in terms of validators, David Morales says over 44,000. John Jay says 48,000. DOSBomb says 43 to 44. So somewhere in that range, which is amazing. That's amazing. Mr. Chuck, what's going on, Mr. Chuck? Good to see you. Mr. Chuck says, I think RH has a very important battle for the future of crypto ahead of him, but it won't get to the level of Julian Assange or Edward Snowden. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe someday it will. I mean, who knew Edward Snowden, right? Like, who knew these guys before they came out and did what they did? Maybe I agree with you in that it's not, the world is not necessarily ripe for that conversation yet, because crypto is still so new and still so, people out there think Bitcoin is crypto. I think I mentioned this recently, but when I go out and I'm trying to onboard people, or if I'm asked questions about what PulseChain is, someone will ask me what PulseChain is, and I will ask, do you know about cryptocurrency? And I almost always get this deer in the headlights look, and then I say Bitcoin and the light comes on. So it's crazy that it's Bitcoin. It's the Bitcoin word is what everyone thinks cryptocurrency is. They don't even associate the word crypto with crypto. It's Bitcoin to so many people. So, and I can't wait for that to be true of Hex instead of Bertcorn. Bertkern. Hi. I'm gonna just drink some keep hydrated over here. I love this stuff. Coconut water is so good. And I never get oh my god. Oh, why? Oh, that was wretched. Ugh. I'm sorry. I don't know if you heard that or not, but that was like some kind of um national security alert. Gross. Hold on. What was that? How do I turn that off? Alerts. Default alert times. Reminder alerts? No. Alerts, ringers, and alerts. Calendar, reminders, haptics. Does anybody know what that setting is? National. There, I know that there's this, because like some people, I used to get no, I can't find it. Anyways, that was annoying. I don't like that. I don't like that some kind of government or some kind of something just broke through my phone, interrupted my stream to give me some kind of alert, and I don't even know what the alert was. I swiped it away so quickly. Ugh, wretched. And you know, that's just the beginning, you know? For all of this technology and everything that we have, it can be so invasive when, you know, the government wants to, like, I mean, I'm not one to speak on this very much, right? I don't have a lot of knowledge on it, but I know that, you know, like in China, that they track everything. They track everything. There's cameras everywhere. They're constantly watching. It's the whole, what is it? Social credit and things like that. What a ruckus. What a total ruckus that is. I digress. Let's move on. I would like to talk about AI now. Oh, hello. Hello, Matt. Matt says, hey. And sometimes they do that for emergencies like weather related. I can't imagine. I mean, it's nice and sunny out there. Blue sky, beautiful clouds. I can't imagine what kind of alert. I have seen that. I get that. I guess for weather emergencies like tornadoes, floods, I could see how hurricanes, I can see how that would be helpful for sure. I'm just angry. I'm just mad about it. Anyways, let's move on, you guys. AI magic. Let's talk about some AI magic. I have had so much fun with AI recently. It has been just a blast working with all these different tools. And okay, so little backstory. My background is in photography. So from a young age, I loved taking pictures. Always had a camera with me, constantly taking photos, and I really just have always had the eye for photography, right? Some people have it, some people don't. I just always kind of knew how to frame a shot or what to look for, or I'd be able to just take, 3 objects and line them up in a certain way that they would look really cool. So, I've had a photography background. Now, here again, I'm aging myself, but I was one of the last classes to actually work in a dark room. If you don't know what that is, because we've had so many additions of this is photography now, right? Like, you take your phone and you have your camera and you take pictures, right? This is photography. But many years ago, there was something called film, and you had to put this little canister of film into your camera, not a cell phone, not any other kind of magical device, an actual camera, like the icon. If you look on your phone, if you go to your emojis and type in camera or Google the word camera, you may see what I'm talking about, all you youngins. So you had to take a roll of film, put it in your camera, and you had a limited amount of footage, right? You had anywhere from 12 to 24 to 36. I think eventually it got up to like 36 or I don't know about 48. Definitely 36 pictures on a roll. And that's all you got. So I think that it was beneficial for me to have grown up that way. And that's part of, I believe that's in part why I have the eye for photography, because you couldn't just take 50 photos of the same damn thing in different angles and pick the best one. You had to set up your shot so that it looked spectacular, and you took your one picture on your roll of film, and then you waited a week. You would take your film, after you took all your pictures, all your 24 to 48, 36 pictures, you take all those pictures and then you'd go to the store and you would give your film to the person behind the counter and they would develop your film and you would get a package back with physical photographs. Wow. Who'd have thought I'd be having this conversation? I remember when digital photography came out and digital cameras started becoming more popular, and I remember being one of those people that was like, "Oh, I will never switch. I'm never going digital. It is wonderful to just take pictures with film, and I love being in the dark room and developing." And this, I'll tie this all into AI, but on a note with crypto, right? Isn't it interesting that that's kind of the sentiment with some people, right? Oh, crypto is not a thing and it's just going to disappear. And the dollar is, you can hold it in your hands and it's tangible and blah, blah, blah. Right. But this is a camera. Right. So what wins in the end? Right. Um, so all that to say that when I was in junior high and high school, I did darkroom development photography. And it was such a cool process. I really loved it because there were so many steps to the process and you had so much control over what you were doing and how it was developing. Again, and of course, what a blessing digital photography is, because so many things could get screwed up, right? Let's say something happened and your film didn't, catch or move forward. Oh, and then when you would have to, the first step in in old film photography was you would step into a closet and lock yourself in this closet. You would take this reel, and the reel moved like this. And it had a bunch of little slots on it in a round, it was round like this and had a bunch of little slots. And then it had a little ball, like these little balls on one end that would kind of feed the film through. So you'd have to be in pitch black darkness. If somebody came and opened that door while you're trying to do this, you're fucked. Your film, all of a sudden your film's exposed and you lose all your pictures. So it had to be a locked, dark closet. And usually it was like, just if anyone was claustrophobic, you would not have fun with this, because you're in a space that's maybe 6 inches, maybe 6 inches on each side all around you. And you're just in this dark closet. So you're taking this contraption, and you take your film out of the canister. You open up your film canister, take your film out, and then you feed it through the little notches, through these little balls, and you start to twist it like this. And that feeds the film through and keeps it going. And then all of a sudden, all your film is now on this canister thing. And then you would take that and you would put that into a container that was like yay big, yay high, maybe a little bit bigger, and just wide enough to have it in there. And then once it was in that canister, you were kind of okay to you could take it out into the light, but because there's like a little hole on top, but it didn't allow any light in. And then you would put the development chemicals into that reel, and you would develop your film that way. And then once your film was developed, you would have this roll. Oh gosh, I have them somewhere. I won't. No, I don't have time to do that right now. Someday I'll bring out. I still have a few sheets of film rolls from back in the day. It's just a super cool nostalgic thing. But you would take that and then you would go into the dark room and you would print what's called a contact sheet. So that's kind of like your iCloud upload these days, where you can see all the thumbnails. It's basically all your thumbnails of your images. And you would create this thumbnail sheet where you could see all the things you've taken a picture of, and it would be all these little small photos. So you would look through that and then think, okay, what do I want to develop and enlarge? You would use what's called an enlarger to then take your negative, put it into this like metal, like a round metal pancake kind of device. And it had a hole in the middle that was a square, like a rectangular frame for your negative. And then you would stick that in the enlarger, and then you would move your enlarger up and down using all these knobs and things. And that would allow you to see the image in like 8x10 size, which is I think that's the largest I've ever printed, was 8x10. So then you would line it up and, make sure everything was in focus. And then you could decide what you wanted to dodge and burn. If you use Photoshop, those words are because you would have to literally dodge the places that were too dark. You'd use all these different kind of tools to dodge, or you would, let the light shine on your piece of photo paper. And if there was something you wanted more light on, you would close off everything else and then burn the section that was too light that you wanted darker. And that was a whole art in and of itself, learning how to dodge and burn on an enlarger. I digress. a little lesson in nostalgic photo editing and creating back in the day. I loved it. It really, that was a whole thing for me. I went on to study photography in college, and that's what my degree is in. So I have a degree in photography. And honestly, in hindsight, should not have got a degree in photography. I wanted to be a photojournalist. Ended up going to a school that didn't even have a photojournalism major. That's a whole story in and of itself. But I should have just kept it as a hobby and not paid some stupid amount of money to get a degree. So with all that said, what I'm trying to get at is, how awesome is it that, especially for someone like me who grew up doing that and learned all these different techniques and all these different ways to do this, how cool is it now that I get to play around with AI and do things that you either could never have accomplished? I mean, if you go back, there are some surrealist photographers that did things that you could do with AI these days, or that you might do with AI these days, like changing someone's outfit from one to another, putting something else in someone's hand. That's things you could have done in a darkroom, absolutely, back in the day. But that took a whole level of expertise and so much time and energy to learn how to do that and to make it look good and to dodge and burn it in such a way that it became this, beautiful masterpiece. And I love that I'm able now to take an image, put it into one tool, and generate all these different renditions of it, right? So I've just recently I've been using several tools. Lensa is one. Lensa.ai, I believe, and it's an you can use it on your desktop, but it's not very intuitive on desktop. The app on your phone is a much better way to use it. And then from Lensa, I've started putting the Lensa image, and I did this. Let me see if I can show. Let me see if I can show you an example. And shout out to ATX Crypto, dude. He has been on fire with the AI stuff. If you're interested in learning about different AI tools and how to utilize them and what they do, please go to ATX Crypto's channel. If you don't already, subscribe to him. Wonderful, wonderful member of our community. And he has recently put out 2 different videos helping you learn about AI. So let me find um let me find this and then see if I can share uploads. Okay. So I've been doing some work for RG3. And one of the things I've been doing is, so we're trying to hit the algos, right? We want to be seen. We're trying to, get out there more with PulseChain and all the things that, we want to talk about. And in order to do so, especially on X, it's good to add images. So pro tip, if you're out there putting out posts on X, if you are reposting or if you're posting your own post, as much as you can, as often as you can, add an image. Great example, your friend Somi. He is doing a fantastic job at that. He's always got his little Pepe image and it's working for him, right? He's constantly being shown on many people's feeds. So that's one super hot tip for getting your content out there more often. Let me see. Okay, so I'm going to bring up an example real quick. Give me one moment so I can set this up and then I'll show you the magic that this can do. So these images you're about to see, and let me just say, I'm a little flabbergasted and frustrated because I put in, and maybe it was just because the pictures that RG sent me were so I had him send me a bunch of selfies and then I said, I need to take, what was it? I needed like a close up. So he actually did his like front, he did a whole profile, right? So this side, front. And I uploaded all of those. And I think because I had the close up, very well lit ones of him, the AI trained so well that nearly every single image looks just like him. There's a few of them that look like they're photographs of him. It was so well done. Well, then I went to go do mine and I put like 15 images in there. And I am telling you, three of 56 looked like me. And then the other ones weren't even close. Like most of them just, I was like, and I had RG look through them too. I was like, am I tripping? Or did this AI just like totally not get who I am and what I look like? So anyways, let's go back. Let's go back here. Do, 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 do. Let me share this with you guys. Hey, you guys. Share, present, share screen, copy of, I think it's this one. No, that's not right. Pardon me. Give me just a moment. Share the right thing here. Untitled design. Here we go. All right. So and a lot of these too I've been using for thumbnails and different things like that. So here we go. So here's this photograph, or not photograph. Here's a image that I received through using Lensa. And I took this image and what I wanted to do was make things a little more piratey. I wanted to just pirate him up and make him look more like a pirate. So in Lensa, there's a tool, and actually, you know what? I'll just show you. I might as well. So because I ran out. Okay, so the bummer thing about this is that there's a limit. And Canva just today launched some other AI thing. I haven't had a chance to mess with it at all yet, but I'm hoping that means that either the limit has been taken off or there are other tools that I can use within Canva to pardon me, to create AI generated images and such. So here's this picture, here's this Lensa picture of RG3. Now, what I do is I go to edit photo, and then they have this awesome tool here that says magic edit. So I click on that, and it says brush over area to edit. And just for funsies, someone give me some kind of outfit to put RG3 in. You've got like 10 seconds. So the first person in chat to give me some kind of, because I've done pirate, right? I'll show you guys the pirate version after this. But when I go back to look at the chat, I want to see someone recommend some kind of outfit to put RG3 in. So let's see. I'm gonna walk back over here. Walk back. I am walking nowhere. I'm not walking anywhere. There's 6 of you watching right now. So one of these 6 people, I need someone to give me something. A tux. Thank you, Hexglen. All right. Awesome. And then if you can think of it, how about a tux and a top hat. That's what because I wanna put something on his head too. Mr. Chuck, I might also do steampunk for the fun of it. So let's do. Oh God, man, Anna says bunny costume. We'll see how much time we have, how much fun we want to do, how much fun. Well, also, I don't want to use all of my my credits on just kind of messing around because I got a lot of other stuff to do too. But let's start with the tux. I like that. So this is what you do. I'm gonna increase the brush size, right? And I'm just gonna brush over his clothing here, right? And try not to get you don't have to be too careful with your lines. It's not that precise, I guess you could say. So that's the area that I'm going to edit, right? He's just in a t-shirt. We're going to put him in a tux. So brush over area to edit. I've done that. Continue. Describe what to add or change. Put this man in a tuxedo. All right. So that's what I want to do. And now we're going to click generate. Wait for it. Wait for it. Oh no. It's weird because you have to you have to say things correctly. That's a little closer. That's a little closer. Let me try this again. Um let's try change his outfit. Cuz if you like I said put man in tuxedo. So you know what I mean? Like it's not that great yet, the AI, right? But it put a man in a tuxedo. So let's try change his outfit to a tuxedo. All right, let's see what happens there. Okay, look at that. That's a little bit nicer. Some of these, some of times it just doesn't. It just that's actually nice. That first one is not terrible. Look at that bow tie. And then if you don't like it, right? And I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna put to a black and white tuxedo. Okay, and then I'm gonna go to generate again. And I think every time I hit generate or every time I'll use this feature in a moment. See, like, I don't get why I went black and white tuxedo and then it changed that. So yeah, it's close. It's close. Let's do another one. Who is next? What was next? You guys. Oh, try just tuxedo. Let me try. I'll try steampunk. I don't know. That's good, right? That's decent. All right, so let's do steampunk next. Let's see what that does. That's a real I don't know how that one's gonna come across, but brush over area. Here, in fact, let me because I got it outside the lines, let's reset tools, reset tool edits. Okay, here we go. So we're going back here. And I'm gonna go like this along his shoulder line. I don't know if that means it's gonna keep the white behind his shoulders. We'll find out. Let's see what happens there. And then on this side, I'm gonna go ahead and bring it in, or I'm gonna go ahead and include that part. And I just want to see what it does. I want to see if this stays that way, or if it's going to expand into that. So let's see what that does. Oops, shoot. I pressed the wrong button. All right, let's do that again. And I'm going to include his bandana as well in this one and see if we can't get him some kind of fantastical steampunk top hat or something wonderful like that. All right, so brushing over all that. Again, I'm leaving this area, I'm leaving that open just to see. I just kind of want to see if that just stays where it is right now. And then I'm going to make the brush a little smaller, and we're going to just do his whole head here. Ding, 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 ding. Brush a little smaller again. Get that in there. He wears that bandana just right where his eyes are. It's kind of difficult. Okay. So there we go. So now continue. I don't know. I don't know if I just put steampunk, if it will understand that. But let's try change his clothing to a steampunk style outfit. Let's see what that does. And if anyone watching is more into AI than I am and you know how to do these prompts better, please share. Share your knowledge. Okay. Well, shit, look at that. I don't know about these ruffles, but that's not too bad. That's not too Are those eggs? Are those eggs on his, what is going on here? Oh, I love it, you guys. Look at that. Look at that. But isn't that cool? That is so damn cool to me. And the coolest thing, another cool thing is that what you can do now is you can take one of these, that you like the most. That's pretty fun. And if you wanted to or needed to, and look it, so it did, let's see. So that little white piece right there, that did just stayed there. So maybe what I should have done is taken all of that, because maybe what it's doing is taking that into consideration to create the image now, right? So that it blends in. So yeah, so maybe next time I'll just include this as well so that the AI is completely covering over what's already there. And then here, I'll do that. Actually, I'm going to do one other prompt for funsies. And then I'm going to use the generate a new result button. So let me go back to what you guys said in here. Okay. You guys you're getting a little nuts with the Tinkerbell and the maid outfit. I'm going to go with bunny costume, and that is as ridiculous as we're going to allow this time. You can make your own RG themed Tinkerbell and maid outfit images if you'd so desire. I'm not going to do that to this poor man. He already gets memed enough. Okay, you guys. I think bunny costume is gonna, who knows what kind of bunny we're gonna get here. Woo! All right, let's do it. Let's go for it. Let's go back here. And we're gonna I can just cancel it, right? And then I'm gonna do magic edit. And we're going to do the brush again. And this time, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and brush over all of this so that the AI will generate completely something new. Put that over there. Okay. I mean, and I don't know. There is the option, like it says right there, to select the whole image. I've only used that once, and it didn't really work the way that I had hoped or intended. Well, let's just see what happens here. Bunny costume. You guys are so funny. If RG is ever watching or sees this, I'm so sorry. Sorry, not sorry, mister. All right, let's do this. I'm going to get rid of that there. Zoop, zoop. Yoop. Okay. Okay. There we go. All right. So per Anna, put all right, change his clothing into a bunny costume. I'm gonna try that. Costume. Bunny costume. And let's see what happens. Oh, here we go. I love this. I mean, look at this. Oh, I think that's as close as it'll get. Maybe you could put let's see, change his clothing into a fluffy bunny suit. Let's see what that does. Oh, this is great. I love this, you guys. That's what I'm saying. Is just like this is so cool. It's weird that it's just kind of coloring as here we go. That one's a little bit better. Oh my god. Oh, that's great. Oh my gosh. Hold on. I just sent a message to RG and I said, whatever you do not watch my channel right now. Oh, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. He's so fluffy. He's so fluffy. Now let me do one more thing. I am going to RG's online. He just asked me why. I'm going to so good. It's so good. Okay. I'm gonna do the re-roll and see what happens. I think that when you do generate new results, from what I've seen in using this tool over the last couple days, when you hit generate new results, I think it actually will take the one that you're on and go from there. So let's find out, because as you can see, these other options are not that great, right? You can still see his skin on these other ones, but this one is a lot more fluffy. Shit. I told you not to. RG's in the house, everyone. All right. So let's click generate new results and see what happens. Welcome to the show, RG3. Oh, Captain Fluffy Bunny. So yeah, so see, I was right. It does look like it takes the one that you have chosen and kind of tries to Oh, I'm keeping this forever. That's great. That's just fantastic. Okay, so I'm done. I'm done using these tools. So again, that was using Lensa. Lensa has a yearly subscription, which is not too expensive. I think it was $20 for an entire year to actually utilize the tool. The bummer thing is on top of that, if you're wanting to do these particular AI generated images, and let me show you a few. So these are all generated from Lensa. Look at that. That looks like a photograph, right? Like that looks like a picture of him. So super cool. I've used a bunch of these to generate thumbnails recently. And again, I mean, you just have to train it well. I'm going to try it. I have not tried again to do my own. Like I said, when I put my images in there and I tried to generate my image in all these AI things, I mean, these all look like RG3. They all look like him. You know, that one, maybe that's a little, Arnold Schwarzenegger-y, but they have that for the most part, it's his face, right? Mine were just not at all. In fact, let me see if I can show you what I'm talking about. Let's look at Lensa real quick. Um, what's new? Cool. Magic avatars. Okay, here. Let me get back to StreamYard. I am going to take this down. Before I do that, let me just show you what the one that I did that I really liked. So we're gonna move Fluffy Bunny Man, and or actually I can probably just do this real quick. So that's what I did. So it went from him looking like this to looking like a fancy pirate. So super cool. Really enjoy using these tools. We're just gonna leave that right there. All right. So let's get back to Lensa. I'll show you guys that a little bit. Let me stop sharing this. Stop sharing. Okay. All right. So okay, so here. This is me. Let me see if this will focus. All right. So that one, these two kind of look like me, but I don't think any of the other ones. I mean, look at how Asian. I mean, I'm I'm not. I mean, I guess I could come off that way. Some of you may have seen this one. I used that one in a tweet today. But and that top one that looks kind of like me. But that doesn't these I don't feel look like me at all. There we go. And then continuing on, it just gets worse. Like sorry, it's hard. It's really hard for this to focus on these. Oh, there we go. None of those look like me. Not a bit. Maybe the one with the gold weird winged thing in the back kind of looks like me, but I felt like none of those looked like me. And then none of these look even close to me, in my opinion. I don't think any of that looks like me. You know, again, I apologize for the blurriness. It's not gonna want to focus on that. But I mean, yeah, there you go. So yeah, none of those I feel like looked like me at all. Same thing here. You know, maybe some features slightly, but I mean, in comparison to the ones that RG3 got, what's up with that, Lensa? So I'm gonna try again. I'm gonna take more selfies and just do like my features, right? Like as close as I can, just my face, right? Like picture here, picture here, picture here, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I have some that I took from the other night that are similar, so I'm gonna try that again and see how it goes. I'm gonna go back to the chat and see if I missed anything here. Um, this is a sweet comment. Thank you, Anna. Anna says, so many good memories listening to you sharing your experience with photography. Photo developing was fun. Yeah, I loved it. I really did. It was cool when you were in the dark room. There was light, right? Like you had to be in the dark in order to transfer your film to that machine I was talking about with that contraption. But then once you're in a dark room, there was like a red light that you'd have on in order to do your developing and be able to see everything. And that red light would not expose your photo paper. Let's see. Hex Glenn says, I took a course in photography, had to focus for the print and work with chemicals. Yeah, I think silver. Yeah. So I remember after you do the enlarger and you got it focused and you print on your printing paper, you would have a bath of 3 different chemicals. And I can't for the life of me remember what each one did, but you would, put one in the first chemical for a little while and it would do one thing. Then you would put it in your second chemical for a little while and it would do another thing. And I think the second one was the one that actually developed it and you could see your photo. I loved that sensation. I loved putting what looked like a blank piece of paper into this chemical. And you'd usually use tongs or something to kind of swoosh it around and let it, do its thing. And then you'd move it into you'd see your photo all of a sudden start developing like Polaroids. If anyone remembers Polaroid, I mean, we still have Polaroid technology, right? There's still those little cameras that have those little ones out there. So I think people can, relate to the Polaroid idea. You just watch your photo develop on this paper all of a sudden. And then the last one I think was kind of like some kind of bath that kept the photo, on there for a long time. Super, super cool. Hex Glenn says, I still need to watch ATX's videos. He has great content. Yes, indeed. He has great content, and he's a great human in general. We went out to lunch yesterday, 2 days ago. He's in the area where I'm at, and just a top-notch human. I mean, the coolest thing, and I told him this when we had lunch, there's a stream, and I don't know, we couldn't find it. It's on Eco Builder's channel somewhere. It was one of Eco Builder's parties that he hosted where ATX Crypto came out. And I'll never forget this moment. He and ATX Crypto and I are sitting, next to each other on this chair that Eco Builder had in this space. And, he was one of the first people that I think I met in real life that just got it, who wasn't a content creator, that really understood Hex and our community and what we needed to do to move forward, and all these different ideas about how to market Hex, and really that Hex is the GOAT, right? And I just remember being so inspired by the conversation that he and I had. And I don't remember if we ever talked about him streaming at that time or if I encouraged him to, but maybe I did. Maybe I had a little role in helping get ATX Crypto on camera. But I'm so glad that he did. And aren't we all? Like, how cool. His content is great. And I love that he's not just doing crypto content. Again, if you are into AI and you want to learn how to use these tools, go check out his channel because he's got a lot more. I'd like to, as I'm learning this, I'd like to also share that because I think it's very valuable for our community to be able to understand how to use these tools so that we can market better. Because we are the team, right? We are the decentralized street team. We need to be the ones out there making memes, making shorts, creating TikToks, right? No one else is going to do it. It's up to us. So if we have the ability to understand these tools and share our knowledge, that's what we need to be doing. So I'm going to be trying to do a little bit more of that as I go along and learn. And again, check out ATX Crypto's channel. In fact, let me do a thing. ATX Crypto. I'm going to get his link right now. So if you do not follow or subscribe, you will. I would appreciate that. I am sure he would appreciate that. So there is the link to ATX Crypto's YouTube channel. Please follow, like, and subscribe. Great stuff. I'm going to pass by everyone's comments. You're welcome. Hey, I work hard. I work hard, okay? Hex Glenn says, yep, blank paper and then an image. Yeah, talking about the photo stuff, cool stuff. And then again, here we go. ATX Crypto, check that man out. He's doing great stuff for this community. Really appreciate him. All right, so what else? What is the title of this? AI Magic, singing your own song. We covered both of those. Creative Hex. I'm going to get the link from the conversation that Eco Builder and I had last night. And I'm going to put that in the chat as well, because that's where the inspiration for this came from. Oh, Crypto Truth, thank you so much for your tweeting out of my live stream right now. I appreciate that a lot. Let's find it. Okay. Here's the tweet that will take you to the video. I'm sure I could probably just link the video. That might be easier. Let's do that. All right. Ding, 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 ding. All right. We titled it Mukbang because every Tuesday, Eco Builder does a stream for Taco Tuesday. And there is a spectacular taco place. In fact, I am jazzed, y'all, because we were in there yesterday and I asked for water, and there's this thing in Texas that happens in little other places. I don't know if it's unique to Texas, but it definitely wasn't a thing in California, and it's not a thing in many other places. But when you ask for water or you get a soft drink, very often you will be given a plastic cup. Like, not just like the flimsy plastic that is just like single use and throw away. Like, let me just get it. All right, bear with me one moment. This is gonna, my light is kind of, we're gonna just take my light away for a second. All right, hold on. I gotta show you because this is a very Texan thing, and I love it, and I'm so excited. But I have my first, at least in the bus, right? Like a lot of people collect these items and they'll use them as their drinking cups. And I've heard it called many times Texas China. So this is my first addition to the bus of Texas China. So it's a plastic cup. And I like this one because usually they're a little bit bigger than this. Like normally they're you can get them anywhere from like, I mean, a little bit bigger to like, large size plastic cups. When you go into a restaurant and you ask for a soft drink or water, you almost always in Texas are going to get something like this. And I've been to Mikey B's before and I'd never received one of these cups. So it might be something new that they just started doing, but I have to go back and get at least one more of these before I leave because I want a set of 2 of them. I love it. So yeah, this is a spot if you ever find yourself in Georgetown, Texas. I believe EcoBuilder is hosting a event of some sort on the 14th of October. And then we have the Dallas meetup for the PulseChain tour is on the 20th of October. And then the meetup in Dallas is a meetup for the PulseChain tour. On the 4th of November is the seminar, Fix the Money, Fix the World, Austin, is on the 4th of November. That's a Saturday. And then shortly after that, I believe it's the 9th through the 12th, is the Texit convention, which many Hexicans are going to be going to. I know Crypto Heartbeat and Rag. I don't know if Rags is coming out for that, but I know for sure Crypto Heartbeat has been talking about it. And I plan on, that's the last weekend I'm going to be in Texas. So my plan is to drive up to Waco, which is not too far from here. I mean, it's like an hour north, so not a big deal. And take the PulseChain tour bus up there and just support the Texan team, talk about Hex, talk about PulseChain, and converse with Texit folk. So 4 really great events happening in Texas in the next month. Again, Miami is coming up right around the corner. 2 days. In 2 days I'll be in Miami. Really looking forward to that. Again, I just found out that 2 of the legends of drum and bass are playing the night of the conference, so I'm gonna have to go. Ronnie Size and DJ Craze, my brain. And then a friend of mine who I know from out there from drum and bass is opening for them. So very excited for that. So anyways, I digressed again. Thanks to everyone for hanging out for an hour and a half. I don't usually stream this long for these streams, but I'm going to keep going because I do have a little bit more to talk about. The creative Hex. So that YouTube that I linked, this Twitter post, which links you to this YouTube link. That is a conversation that EcoBuilder and I had last night. And in the middle of that conversation, and we touch on it once or twice at the least, we talk about what is it that you can do, that you love to do, that you're passionate about, that you can also somehow or another involve Hex in. So the example that he gave was Route 44 and Trap Gravity both collect and sell baseball cards. And what EcoBuilder did, he's got a 3D printer now. If you go to, in fact, let's do that as well. If y'all don't already, please subscribe to these friends of mine because they're friends of yours too. And they are out there doing the work and pumping your bags, whether you know it or not. Hex Futures. So EcoBuilder is the host of 2 different channels. He hosts the Hex Guild, and he also hosts this Hex Futures channel. So Hex Futures is usually just him kind of doing his own thing. And if you go there right now, there is a live stream. Ooh, they're done. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. In fact, this is perfect because it's showing you exactly what EcoBuilder was talking about. So give me one moment to share this screen here. Present, share screen. Here we go, 3D printing, share. So there we go. So here's this awesome thing where EcoBuilder now has a 3D printing machine. And what you see right here, in case you don't recognize it, that's Richard Hart's logo that he created of the hand grabbing money. And what's going to happen with these is they're keychains. And the base of them is just there. It was just included in order to stabilize the pieces. But he's going to have all of these once, well, I mean, they're done, obviously. So he's going to take these, and then I don't know if he's going to remove the bases himself and then send them off, or if he's going to have the person. So I think it was Trap. I think he said that he's going to send all of these to Trap Gravity, and Trap is going to paint them, and then there'll be these completed keychains. Now, this is exactly what we were talking about. Is this is a passion project that EcoBuilder has, and you can see here that he has these hex cards, right? So if you wanted to, I wonder if this will work. Let me see. So you can see this QR code here. Let's find out if it's showing in such a way that I'm actually able to, and maybe the code it fell over. Hold on. Let me clean off my camera lens here. Let's see. No. Well, if he had that card standing straight up, you could probably use your phone, click on the QR code, and then you'd probably, like, most likely, I'm guessing you are taken to hex.com. So that is one example of a way to utilize something that you're into or that you're doing creatively, and also show off Hex and promote Hex. So what a cool way to, you be creative with it, If you have, for example, make it Miriam. Love what she's doing. She does all this awesome crochet stuff. And not all of her content is Hex related, of course, but she also will print, or she'll also crochet these cute little Hex logos. And she does bucket hats, so PulseChain hat, like gradient, different things like that. Now, myself, what I'm passionate about right now and what I want to do is sing. And that's what I've been working on, and that's really what where my drive is right now, is getting into being a vocalist and singing. So I'd love your suggestions on how I can include Hex. Now, of course, there's the things that I can do with Westcott, right? I'm sure I can do some of that stuff on my own, but it's fun to collaborate, right? Where we're covering songs, right? And we're turning a song into a Hex type song. That's the first time a lot of y'all heard my voice, was doing that. And let me just tell you, that's not my vocal range. I am my biggest critic. Of course, we are all kind of our biggest critics. But that is definitely not my forte in terms of the range that I sing at. I prefer singing much lower than that. My voice is kind of low, so it took a lot out of me to try and sing as high as Rihanna does on that track. But what else is it that I can do? And let's just say someday I actually get to be on a stage and I'm singing my own songs, because that is definitely a goal of mine. I would love to do that. No problem wearing Hex stuff. Duh, right? Like, that's super, I'm about it, 110%. In fact, if you know of a Hex merch company that sells dresses, I don't like wearing t-shirts. I'm not a big t-shirt and jeans or t-shirt and shorts type person. I love dresses. So if like, I made this myself. This is just a white dress, and I used these PulseChain patches and I ironed them on. So this is the only dress I have that has the logos on it. I had another dress. I think I got rid of it. But I had another dress that was Hex gradient colored, but it just happened to be the Hex gradient. And then, yeah, that's it. So I'm looking for more Hex merch in dress form. If you ever see it or know of it, send that my way. But yeah, I'd also love to know your suggestions on how someone who's a vocalist like myself, and here's the thing. Yes, I can write songs about Hex. I would love to do that. Honestly, I would prefer, at least for now, as I'm developing my own style and, working out the kinks in how I want to present my voice and my music to the world. I'd prefer to do, I mean, and so great example, I'm already doing this. I'm working with DJ Bomber. He's got 4 tracks sitting there that I haven't had a chance to listen to yet. But I'd love for at least one of those to be maybe some kind of hex related song, you know? And maybe I can do it in a way that's a little more subtle, or maybe we can do it in a way where, you know, there's a sample in the background that's like hex.com, hex.com, right? Like something that's a little I don't know, a little bit of subtlety in it, right? Um but that's, you know, what I'm getting at is if you have creativity within you, if you are an artist or, you know, a musician or you have a 3D printer and that's what you like to do, try and figure out some way so that you can onboard people, or at the very least get one of those touches out there, right? Get someone to see the Hex logo or to see hex.com and to think, huh, well, this is an interesting, you know, creative thing, but what is hex.com? How is hex related to what it is that I'm seeing here? You know, so here's like a good example, you know, just let's say I'm going to a show and I, you know, or I go to an open mic night or something, right? And I'm taking this with me and, you know, getting ready for the show or in between songs. I've got this and I'm able to show off, you know, what's going on here. So I might need another koozie. This one's kind of falling apart. It's too big for the bottle. But it's working for now. Thanks again to the Crypto Sparbuck team for handing these out back in the day. I think Mars gave me that. Okay, that's it. It's been a long one. I am just so stoked to have you guys as my friends and family on this adventure. I am so grateful to be a part of this community. I seriously can't imagine anything better to do with my time and energy. So I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. What is it? It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Enjoy your hump day. I'm gonna I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss anything on the comments here. I'm gonna take this down. Make sure you follow Hex Futures. Please subscribe to his channel. Let me stop sharing. I'm also going to throw in, one moment, please. Hold, please. We're gonna go here and here. If you, by any chance, are into permaculture, organic gardening, growing food, self-sustainability, keeping bees, making your own cheese, milk, what, you know, if you're into any of that kind of stuff, please consider joining the Hex Guild. They used to go by Hex Foodies. They now go by Hex Guild, but the link in Telegram is still Hex Foodies. So check that out. Join that group. I am a huge fan. Glenn's in there. There's a good number of us that are all fans and friends in there. And I strongly and truly believe, I actually said this on a stream with Whales Only the other night, I believe that that's where Hexaco is going to begin, because we're already in there talking about how to buy land, how to build tiny houses, you know, what can it look like if we create an RV park for Hexicans. So that's, Hexaco is being built. Come to the Hex Foodies channel and build with us. Hexglen says, cool cup. Look into glass containers. You can leave filtered water in them overnight and it tastes the same. True. So I wouldn't do that. Like, I don't like, it's just such nostalgia for me because I love Mikey B's, but I am not a plastic person. In fact, I usually drink out of either, you know, something like this, or I have mason jars. So most often I'm drinking out of a mason jar, to be honest with you. I might just use this for, you know, putting like pens and other such things in. So good call, Hexglen. I see Hex Foodies. Hex Guild, that's what we're about, is being healthy, being as healthy as you possibly can. You know, a little different than the SciVive channel, but also SciViving, right? Hexglen says, cool 3D print. Small Bunny says, you are great. Small Bunny, I'm so delighted that you're here in my chat because you're a Small Bunny. Hey, if you're on Twitter, hit me up. I'd love to know if we're already following each other there. Kay Hudson says, thanks, SJ. This is, again, the Hex Foodies Telegram. Please check them out. And Anna says, "Thank you, SJ, for the good vibes." You are welcome, Anna, and everyone who has watched this live or is watching it on the replay. I appreciate all of you. You all are important. You all have something to offer. Don't forget that. And try to spend time figuring out what that is and how you can contribute to our ecosystem. Bye, everyone.